Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm just doing all sorts of stuff today. Rocking my hat here. It's one of my fedoras here, so I also have that white one that I wear as a character. But anyway, welcome back. I decided, in addition to doing the Turbo Turkey video today, that I would also do sort of another quick review thing, or rambling review, whatever you want to call it, for stuff I've watched recently, or me and Anna have watched together. I might save the stuff me and Anna have watched together just because, she might want to talk about stuff too. Talk about it together. So I hope you guys enjoyed our last one where we did a couple of horror movies that we had watched on Shudder. We just finished the first season of Nosferatu as well, so maybe we'll talk about that sometime soon too. So I won't talk about that one today because that's something we've been watching together. But I like to talk about things I've watched recently, between movies and streaming stuff. And I'll try to keep it, 20, 30 minutes if I can. I'll do my best. Full spoilers in case anyone hasn't seen these things. So let's go ahead and start right in. Of course, I watched Barry. I've mentioned I've watched Barry many times. There's still 2 episodes left. I think they premiered the next to last episode this week. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I will watch it though. It's a great show. It's just as good as ever. It's you get the darkness, but then you also get the comedy. It balances well. The last episode they had with the guy in the coffee shop, that shit cracked me up, man. Just like because he's got this freaking stocking cap and he's just like got his nose up like this, but like he's like the guy that everyone goes to for advice. This random guy in a coffee shop, this hipster in a coffee shop. I thought it was really funny. And yeah, like I said, Bill Hader's awesome. I've always liked him from SNL and stuff like that anyway, but he's really shining in this role. It's a great role. And it's a great cast, I've always liked Stephen Root from Office Space and News Radio and stuff like that. So definitely check out Barry on HBO Max or HBO if you have HBO cable, whatever the case. But definitely check that show out. Like, start from the beginning. It's great. There's some good darkness, some good dramatic stuff. But my God, when they hit the comedy, it is freaking hilarious. It's very dark comedy, but definitely highly recommend that. I had to stop watching We Own the City for a little bit just because I had so many other things I was watching. So I will get back to that. There's still a couple episodes on that too. But I was enjoying when I was watching it. It's definitely very very good commentary on some of the stuff in Baltimore and stuff with cop shootings and crooked cops and things like that. So it's based on a real story. And John Bernthal's at it. And he's, of course, playing a scumbag. But he does a great job at it. So definitely check that out, too. I just finished Under the Banner of Heaven the other day, which is on Hulu. That has Andrew Garfield in it, as well as Wyatt Russell. And the guy from Avatar, whose name I always forget, the main guy that was in Avatar. He was also in Terminator Salvation. But yeah, it's basically about this case of these people get murdered, and it turns out these people are kind of like going by the old Mormon ways and wanting to have multiple wives and just like controlling it. It's very dark. But Andrew Garfield's great. I don't know the actor's name, but the Native American actor who played his partner he was kind of the voice of reason half the time because Andrew Garfield's character is also Mormon. So it's kind of a conflict for him, but the other guy's like total like basically an atheist or agnostic. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. So most of the times he was saying these comments, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about these people. And nothing against people. If you're a Mormon, that's great. You're not like these people. Wyatt Russell was just out of his freaking mind. But he played it well. If you've seen him in Falcon and Winter Soldier, he plays that pretty well. Much like his dad. But no, it's a really good acting show. I think it's about 7 episodes. It is pretty dark and very, telling of just crazy stuff going on in the Mormon lands, Utah and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a good show. Really good acting and stuff. Like I said, Andrew Garfield's just having a killer last year or two. Just like between Spider-Man and what was it? Boom, Tick Tick Boom. Yeah, that one. And then and this and just like several other things. He's just killing it. I've always liked him anyway. I think he's a really good actor. So check that out on Hulu if you get the chance. What else have I watched? Yellow Jackets. I've forgotten to talk about Yellow Jackets. I've actually finished that a while ago. That show is really good too. It's basically about this soccer team that's supposed to go to some championship, but then they kind of crash into the mountains and stuff, and several people die, and then it's kind of that alive type story, but then there's also this kind of dark twist to it, and And like I said, the actresses are really Juliette Lewis is in it, and Christina Ricci's in it, and several other actresses. One of them is actually married to John Ritter's son, which I found out. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Obviously, being a big John Ritter fan, Jason Ritter's wife is on there, and she's really good. It's a really good show, and they left it off kind of a cliffhanger, and it kind of has flashbacks to when they're on the island and then when they're adults and stuff. But yeah, the acting's pretty good. It's a very dark show, but it's got some comedic moments too. So check that out. It's on Showtime, but I watch it through Hulu, as I do most things. So yeah, definitely check that out. Yellow Jackets, really good acting. What else have I watched? Oh, Stranger Things. Oh my God, show is so good, man. It is. It's like my dad loves it. He thinks it's one of the best things Netflix has done. Besides, of course, this thing. Although this did technically start on YouTube, so this was the best thing they acquired. But besides that, and the Netflix Marvel shows that they did were pretty good. Most of them, maybe not Iron Fist, but yeah, I think that it's Stranger Things. It may be one of my favorite seasons. Like besides the first one, like I love like it was very Nightmare on Elm Street influence, you could tell, and I'm just like as I'm watching, I'm like, if they do another Nightmare on Elm Street movie, whether remake or whatever, let these guys do it because I think they've nailed it anyway, and just the way the use of the music with like running up that hill, some intense scenes in there. Robert Englund's in there, which is super cool, and just some of the twists and turns and stuff like that. It's really good. I cannot wait for July 1st to see the second half because it's like I said, all the characters are really good, and I'm very happy with the story they're telling and stuff. And like I said, I like the show, and it was one of those shows that like I remember I had to take off work one night and I wasn't feeling well, but I also wanted to keep my work schedule up because I work overnights so that I could go on the next day. And I just remember I just came across it on Netflix and was like, I'll watch this thing. Let's give this a shot. Wasn't expecting much out of it, and it ended up being just a freaking great show. And it turns out all these people like it. And some people are like, oh, it's too nostalgic. I'm like, I think it's great. Of course, I grew up in the 80s, so of course I'm going to have some. But I think that they handle it well with the nostalgia. I think it plays well. And I think the actors are really good, so it's always good to see Winona Ryder, But yeah, it's a really good show. Highly recommend Stranger Things. Check that out. What else have I watched? I finished that. There's like there's something else I need to talk about. Oh, well, Doctor Strange. We saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And let me just argue one point. Because a lot of people were saying it, and some friends have said it too, that they ruined Wanda's WandaVision arc in this movie. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you on that. Because if you watch the mid-credits or after-credits scene, she's trying to search for her kids, but she's using the Darkhold. And they fully explain the Darkhold taking control and how it takes control of Doctor Strange. This is spoilers, obviously. So it's like, yeah, she does go a bit haywire as a Scarlet Witch is done. But I mean, even Agatha warned her that in WandaVision that, becoming, but the Darkhold took control over her. And so she, I don't think it ruined her angle. I mean, you have to remember, she still kept these people captive to live out her, like, TV fantasy. So it's not like she was just like, no, she's sweet and innocent. She really grew up her. It's like, no, you still have to understand. She still kept these people captive. So it's like, I'm not saying she has to be thrown in jail. I'm just saying that, like, clearly she was already headed down a dark path. And yeah, she had to take acceptance with the vision and stuff like that. But, like, clearly she was obsessed with finding these kids to the point that she's using this Darkhold. So that's like, when people are like, no, I ruined her arc. I'm like, I thought it was great. I thought, like, just how, like, vicious she was great. And yeah, I know that she'll probably turn back to, the good side eventually, and I'm sure she'll be back. But I thought it was a great performance by Elizabeth Olsen. I thought she was great in the movie. Of course, I thought Benedict Cumberbatch was great too. I thought America Chavez was well used. And of course, Benedict Wong is great. And I enjoyed the cameos and things like that, or the other multiverse people and stuff like that. Some of that was a little handled well. Some people complain about that. I'm like, it was this multiverse. It's fine. But I think it's great because if anyone knows the Scarlet Witch is that, like, I mean, this is one person who just, with her mind, is like, no more mutants, and, and they were just gone. I mean, this is, it's not like she hasn't been on the edge of darkness before. It's not like she can't come back from it either. So it's like, plus it's like there's obviously already a future plan for her sons, Wiccan and Speed. So it's not like, I'm sure you're going to see her again. It's like, and believe me, I want to see her again because she was rocking that movie. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. And like the after credit scene, spoiler as well. Charlize Theron is now there, which is super cool. She's going to be playing Clea. I think that'll be a lot of fun because she's technically the main love interest for Doctor Strange in the comics. So super cool. So yeah, I think it was really good. I don't see why people were complaining about it. I think it's pretty good. I haven't seen Obi-Wan yet. I do plan on watching that. And I guess Miss Marvel also premiered this week, so I need to check those out. Oh, I did watch Moon Knight. I also finished that. I liked it as well. It drives me nuts, and this is not about Moon Knight. It drives me nuts on YouTube or just on comment pages for anything Marvel lately, or Star Wars or anything like that. If there is even a female character that gets any focus, you have these idiots that are just like, oh, woman taking over. It's like, shut up. Are you that threatened by women? It's like, do you not have a mother? Do you not have a sister? Do you not have a cousins? Or do you have a significant other? It's like, have these people just never been touched by a woman or something? And it's like, I'm not trying to be sexual there, but like, it's like, please get a life. It's like, good God. Just because they introduce a female character, it doesn't mean that like the male character is being pushed aside. In some cases, maybe that's the plan, but like, watch the shit or don't. But like, that's the thing, If I didn't like something like Ghostbusters 2016 or whatever, or the Karate Kid remake, I just didn't go to the theater and watch it. Now, I did rent them eventually just to see, okay, I'll give it a shot, because I'm always willing to at least give something a shot. Even though I don't ultimately like it or something like that. I'll at least give something a shot. Whether I rent it on Redbox or on streaming or whatever the case, or I go to the theater, I at least give something a shot. But I just like, these people don't even like, it's like they live their fucking life, sorry for the language, just to be upset. Like, this is the worst fucking shit that's going on in the world. There's definitely not a war going on in Ukraine. There's definitely not kids being shot in a fucking school by nut jobs because we won't do anything about gun control. There's nothing, there's definitely not other horrible things happening. There's still not a freaking pandemic going on, despite people wanting to just move on from it, myself included. There's not, but my God, they're focusing on a woman in this movie. Oh God! Oh! It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's like, and I used to watch a few of the YouTube channels where people were complaining about these scenes, and like I try to see their point of view, but it's just gotten like so repetitive. It's like, oh my God. I would even say like, what's this Masters Universe thing which is getting a second season, Revolution, which I'm looking forward to, because there's hints of Hordak, which, God willing, will be hints of She-Ra, because that'd be great. I know She-Ra I think has under a different license, but if they could use She-Ra too, that would be awesome. A She-Ra that doesn't have bug eyes and isn't in an abusive lesbian relationship like the previous series. No offense to that previous series. I know a lot of people liked it. I never really watched it, but I heard about it, and from what my wife said, it's basically like that relationship with Catcher was like an abusive lesbian relationship. So it's like, whatever relationship it is, I don't care if it's straight, lesbian, gay, whatever. Abusive is not good, and not something you should, make your main character be involved in. Unless it's a dark show you're going for. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think, with the stuff they did with the motherboard. Like I said, I had my doubts with the Tila stuff. I just didn't like her haircut. That was the main thing. And I was afraid they were just going to kick him out of the curb, which, I bought into that shit that so many people did at first, and I think I ruined my first half experience because of that, and I'll fully admit that. So now I don't even watch those YouTube channels anymore. I'm just tired of hearing them talk. You might be tired of hearing me talk. That's fine. Turn it off then. But like, no offense to, like, if you're conservative, whatever, but like, just calm down, guys. Just calm down. It's like, you can disagree with the casting, and you can disagree with, I don't like the way they're using this character or the way this character's being written. I get that, okay? I wasn't that big of a fan of The Last Jedi either. But you should never bully someone online. You should never, it's just like, or you shouldn't review bomb a show because, I'm going to review bomb Miss Marvel, I'll show them. What are you doing? You're wasting your life and your time doing that. Get a life. I mean, good God. I'm sorry. I work for a living. I go out, I do a lot of other things. I wouldn't even have the time or energy to sit there and do that to someone. Why even bully anyone? And the thing is, most of these people wouldn't even like say that to any of these people if they were in their front of their face. They'd be cowering in the corner, and it's just like, are you that like hard up in your life that this is the most important thing that you can rant about? Like I said, I'm all for criticizing movies for story or for the use of characters or whatever the case, or bad acting if it's truly bad acting. Like, man, they're super wooden. Like I said, I've been critical of Kristen Stewart being super wooden and super mouth breather. Jennifer Lawrence is a great actress, but my God, I'll say this, and this maybe I think she was wooden as hell in the Hunger Games. I'm like, this is the same actress that, has won, an Oscar and stuff like that for Best Supporting Actress, was great in Silver Linings Playbook, was great in The Winter's Bone, and several other movies. But, like, movies like Hunger Games or, like, the last couple X-Men that she was in, mailed it in. And it's just like, how is this the same actress? That's critical, though. I'm not going online and saying, it's like, I still think she's a good actress. She just wasn't, giving her best. And that, I know a lot of people like the Hunger Games. I couldn't get into it. I just found it boring. I just was like, how do you make this boring? Like, the Battle Royale that this was obviously inspired by was a much better film. And better used. But I didn't care. I just didn't care. Which is a shame because there was a good cast of actors in there that I like. Donald Sutherland and all that stuff. But, like, I watched the first movie and I didn't watch any more after that because I was like, I'm bored by the first movie. Nothing personal. If you love it, great. I have no problem with people who love stuff. I have no problem if you love Ghostbusters 2016 or Last Jedi. That's fine. It just didn't work for me. And that's just more from a creative standpoint. More from a fan standpoint of things of like, oh, I'm a fan of this, but like, I'm not, even like the Karate Kid remake. You know what? It was okay. I just didn't think it was as good as the originals. And the same with Ghostbusters 2016. It was okay. It just wasn't what I wanted at that time. Because Harold Ramis had passed. I needed, basically Ghostbusters Afterlife is kind of what I needed. As far as getting closure in terms of that. I just kind of went off of the thing. But anyway, that's okay. I think I've covered basically most of the shows I watched recently. If I think of any more, I'll definitely do talk about them. But anyway, the point is that, like, I think that's what I needed for Ghostbusters Afterlife was that kind of closure. Because Harold Ramis had passed, and we weren't going to get this Ghostbusters 3. And then it was just like, well, moving forward with this other thing. And it just didn't feel like, to me personally, like, that there was closure. Now, do whatever you want from now on. I mean, do more with the kids, do more with other Ghostbusters. Even without Paul Feig involved, no offense to him. Like, get a better director who actually knows how to direct their actors. If you bring the other women back with a better story and better writing, and not just having them improvise half the freaking stuff that isn't funny, or jokes that just need to die. That was my biggest problem with it, was that some of these jokes were funny, and then some of these jokes, they just kept pounding it in, and it's like, you guys are killing the joke. You're killing the joke. And as someone who does sketch comedy and has done stand-up, don't kill the joke. Very important to me personally, as a viewer. And that's nothing against any of the actresses. I think Melissa McCarthy's pretty good in a lot of stuff. She's really good in dramatic stuff. Kristen Wiig, I like Kristen Wiig in a lot of stuff. Kate McKinnon's had some good stuff. Even Leslie Jones. I thought Leslie Jones was the best part of the movie, honestly. I thought she was the only one who really acted like she was acting to real ghosts. To me, out of everybody, I thought she was the best. I enjoyed her the most, honestly. And I would say that right from there. Even if I didn't enjoy the movie as a whole, I at least enjoyed her. So that's the thing. At the end of the day, don't bully actresses, don't bully directors, don't bully writers. You can sit there and trash stuff like Batwoman and stuff like that, or us making fun of Gotham Knights. That's fine. Make fun of stuff. But, like, do it, make fun of the creative thing. Don't make fun of it because, like, oh, they've got a lesbian character, or they've got a black character. It's like, and make it about that. Because then you're just being a racist, or a homophobe, or whatever you are. You're just being an asshole. So don't be an asshole, guys. Be nice to each other. The world is tough enough. Try to be nice to each other. Can we get back to a point where we're at least civil to each other? Get to a point where I didn't mean to go off on a whole rant here, but anyway, this was about movie reviews, and then it turns into a rant that Adam is rambling about. Anyway, not to get off on a soapbox there. Too late. But I just really, it's the state of the world right now is just so, like, everyone is so hateful towards each other, and it's just, and whether it's a Democratic Republican thing, or whether it's a black and white thing, or a straight and gay thing, or whatever it is, it's just like, can we just like chill once in a while? Be angry sometimes, of course, for the right reasons, but like sometimes it's like just chill, guys. Life is short. You know, as I've talked about my Turbo Turkey, it's like life is short. Don't hold grudges so much. You know, just like let it go. It's just entertainment. And you can criticize Disney's handling of things. You can criticize DC's handling of things. You can criticize Lucasfilm's handling of things. By all means, criticize the creativity all you want. Criticize the use of the characters or whatever the case. But like, don't bully people. Don't like trash people or make fun of them for reasons because they're this, so I don't like that because they're this, or whatever the case, or MCU or whatever bullshit that is. Shut up. Just shut up. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to listen to my own point. But yes, I'm looking forward to more shows. Looking forward to Stranger Things second part. Looking forward to finishing Barry's season. Seeing where that goes. And We Own the City. I'll be looking forward to whenever the Masters Universe comes out. Oh, I also did Working Moms. I did that season. Man, that was a gut-wrenching finale there. The end. I'm like, holy crap. If you guys watch Working Moms, it's a pretty good show. I'm also looking forward to whenever, Dead to Me? Yeah, that's a great show. I'm looking forward to their final season too, because that's a great show too to check out on Netflix. Okay. Oh, Community. That's the other thing. To wrap it up, I had never seen Community before recently, and I went through all the seasons, and it was I absolutely love it. I think the cast is great. I think everybody was great. There were so many creative things that they did on that show. It was like, I didn't go to a community college. I went to a IU affiliate. But there were things about it that reminded me of it. Not completely, because I didn't go to community college, as my friend Jeff Tabor pointed out. But at the same time, there were things, just characteristics and things going on that reminded me a little bit of like IUSB, where I went to college. So it was just, for me, it was kind of like, oh, this is cool. So yeah, definitely, if you've never seen Community, watch Community. It's a great show. It is so great. Like, it was like, to me, I haven't had a real, like, since Seinfeld, News Radio, that type of thing. Like, those are the type of shows I grew up with and watched and stuff like that. It's been a while since I had a sitcom like that I really freaking enjoyed and, like, would watch over and over again. And Community is definitely on that list now. Because I watched Seinfeld over and over again. I watched Cheers, Night Court, Wings, Three's Company. I mean, I've watched a lot of those shows over and over again because I just enjoy them. They're great. So it's like, we should enjoy things, guys. Enjoy things. Just enjoy things. And if you're not enjoying something, just don't watch it. Don't watch it. Or make a quick little thing like, this isn't for me. That's fine. I've learned my lesson too, because I ranted a lot about 2016 Ghostbusters on Facebook, and my friends pointed it out, and they made a good point. I was ranting about it too much. So yeah, I just, as I've learned, chill, guys. Chill. So everybody chill. So this was a quick little review of streaming and movies I've seen recently. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if I got into that whole huge rant, but it's sort of tied into fandom and the stuff we watched and just how like upset people get about things sometimes. And it's just like, it's not reason to get upset. You can be upset about how a storyline turned out, but don't like take it so darn personally. They're not, it shouldn't be that offensive to you, Calm down. Anyway, guys, cool. I will be back with the Turbo Turkey story in just a little bit. I'm going to catch my breath after this one. And I'll be back with part 7? Good God. Of 2017. Cool. All right, guys. See you in a little while.